Yes, guys, it's me, Justin, from Vida Liverpool magazine, and this is a mini-series, not because I'm small, I suppose it is a mini-series if you look at it that way. It's a mini-series of little podcasts with the legendary Linda B, internationally renowned life coach, who is joining us all the way from Iceland. She's been over with her partner. We've had a wonderful time. And while she's over here, we're doing a little series of podcasts based on happiness. Because in today's world, a lot of people are unhappy. Mental health issues are through the roof. Suicide's on the rise. Even in countries like Iceland, where they're renowned for being, having high levels of happiness and being quite a happy country. Even in Iceland, there's more and more dissatisfaction. So in this little episode, we are going to talk about, what people can do today if they're unhappy. So if there's someone listening out there, or if you know someone, if someone out there listening is, unhappy, just generally, if you're listening to this and you are just unhappy with life, what can we do about that? What can we do about that? Is there a few things we can do, Linda? What would you recommend people do today to try and change that?
Okay, so firstly, what is it that you want to change? You have to be sure on that. So if you know what you want to change, how is it going to look like after you have changed it? How is your life going to look after you have reached your goal, really? So if you want to change something, change you.
Yeah.
Change how you think. Because everything starts with a thought. Every change starts with a thought. Everything you do starts actually with a thought about something. So when you have had that thought in your mind, you have this feeling about it. Either it's good or it's bad, or when you want to change something, and probably it's a good feeling. So from that feeling, find what you can do to change things, and go and make that phone call, talk to that person, move away, or whatever it is needed for you to change the circumstances that you want to change. You understand me?
Yeah.
Am I making myself clear?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a saying, isn't there, that, if something happens in life that you can't change, there's no point worrying about it. You can't change it. It's
exactly.
Impossible. So worrying is irrelevant. It's pointless. If something happens in life you can change, again, go about changing it. I remember, obviously, I've had the magazine La Vida for 7 years now. I love what I do, although I work very long hours. I used to get the train to a job I didn't like. And I remember there was a guy on the train who, I think he had autism or something. He was on the spectrum, he was neurodivergent. But with people like that, what you often get is absolute honesty and truth.
Yeah.
So I was chatting to this guy, and I was like, "Where are you off to?" He goes, "I'm going on a work placement." I was like, "Okay, great, what are you doing?" He said, "What do you do?" And I said, "I hate my job, I can't stand it." And he just said, "Well, get another one."
Yeah.
I was like, "It's simple, it's that simple." It was like,
it is as simple as that.
It smacked me in the face.
Yeah.
I was like,
if you don't like things as they are, change them.
Just change them, you can do it. Do you think that there's people out there who are unhappy maybe with the relationship, or they're unhappy with the job, or they're unhappy with, they don't have many friends, or they don't have a purpose in life?
Yeah.
Do you think there's people out there who don't believe in themselves that they can change these things, and they think that this is all I'll ever have? And, do you think they're lacking the confidence in themselves to say, I can just change that?
Yeah, they're scared. There's basically two feelings, actually, when it comes down to all in this world. It's fear and love. So are you going to let the fear control what you're going to do, or your love towards yourself?
Yeah.
So if you want to reach out and get more friends, and you don't have the courage to do so, look at if you are loving yourself enough to have friends. Do you need to look on the inside and find out why don't I love myself enough to know that I am deserving of having friends,
Yeah.
for example, or a new job,
Mm.
or just anything, education, living in a better place, and just take the steps towards changing your life. Small steps. It doesn't matter how small they are. Like Nike says, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It all starts with steps. And if you're talking about your self-confidence, that grows with every step you take towards reaching your goals or what you want in your life. So just change the things that needs changing.
Okay. And I'm going to give you an example here because, nearly a year ago, I came out of a relationship and I was upset and, I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken. But fortunately...
I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah, I know. It's life. It's people, it's life. But fortunately, I could throw myself into my work and keep busy. I had lots of friends and support. I have some friends, and if you're listening out there, any of you guys, you know who you are. Thank you for checking in on me and messaging me and giving me a call saying, how are you feeling, Justin? That is so important, But, I had, friends, support, my business. But as an example, Linda, let's just say, imagine there's a guy out there, for example, and he loses his job, and then he loses his wife splits up with him, and he gets a divorce. He has to leave the family home, lose a job, leave the family home. He not seeing his children. He doesn't really have many friends. He doesn't have a hobby or something he likes to go and do. And then he's just down and out and broken. He's lost everything and he's starting to drink and things like that. And what would your advice be if he's so sad and unhappy and he's in that situation, down and out? What would your advice be to him on how to try and build up and start again?
Well, stop drinking to start with.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that increases anxiety as much as drinking alcohol. That's my first thing to go to. But secondly, I remember a woman that lost everything, her husband and a lot of things she lost at the same time. And she told me once, I walked myself from my grief.
She walked?
She walked. She took a walk and walk and walk. And at one time in my 20 years ago probably, I had a situation in my life. And I remember, it's 15 years probably, because 15 years ago, it was when my dad died. And I got divorced. I lost my job. And, I had just bought my first apartment on my own. So life was very hard. And I remember those words. So I took walks and walks and walks. And, when you're walking, you are increasing your dopamine levels, your every good thing that the brain is producing. You are increasing what it's manufacturing, really.
Yeah.
So think about that. And it isn't just an easy solution. It really works. It worked for me, it worked for that woman. So everything except, just, have a beer and watch the TV and do nothing and just feel sorry for yourself, because we all get problems in life. And I'm not saying I'm really sorry about if someone is in this situation you were talking about. But even in that situation, you have a choice.
Yeah.
You have a choice to go out and change your life.
Yeah.
You can do it by walking, stop drinking, reach out to people, get someone like a life coach to help you, and everything except just stand still in this puddle of,
misery,
that feeling,
grief.
Yeah, exactly. So everything except that. you know.
Yeah.
Just the small steps, like I said before, small steps towards feeling better and getting a life that you want.
Yeah.
And decide which kind of life you want. Is that the life you want? Do you just want to die, you know, drunken somewhere in your house watching an old episode of, I don't know, what's, you know, just old movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that the last thing you want to see in your life, actually?
Yeah.
Or do you want to take steps that can show your kids, no matter where you are in life, you can do this.
Yeah.
You can change this.
It's remembering, isn't it, that you're in control. You know, some people feel powerless, and you know, some people haven't got the confidence. Or like you said before, some people are scared of the unknown.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes someone's situation, they allow it to consume them. But I think remembering you're in control of the situation, and exercise is so good.
Yeah.
I always find I found that if I've gone through, say, a breakup or something like that, and, you know, I'm feeling lots of pain, I found that exercise is the best one. And that kind of like, you know, feeling of I'm going to come back stronger, 10 times stronger.
Yeah.
And if you replace focusing on drowning your sorrows, replace that. If you're unhappy in life and you're not in a good place, like you say, the worst thing is to turn to the drink, because then you feel worse the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
If you replace that with exercise, so let's say someone was feeling in that broken place and they feel all alone, reach out, please do. But, you know, at the very least, rather than picking up that, go for a walk, go for a run.
Even for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just do something to change the situation. Because the plain fact of life is nothing stands still. And your life isn't standing still, even though you go through traumas like that. It doesn't stand still. New doors will open. I know this sounds like a cliche, but it's the truth. You know, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But one thing we can be sure of, life never stands still.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And finally, Linda, is any advice to anyone out there about tricks we can do with our mind? So if we're feeling hopeless and feeling lost and feeling in a dark place and feeling very unhappy, feeling worthless, and you know, we just feel so bad, is there any tricks that people can do to try and change this mindset and take themselves out of that place?
Yeah. Self-love. Practice self-love. Just give yourself a pat on the shoulder. I know it's hard. I know you're not feeling well now, Linda, but things will change. You know, everyone goes through it. You know, there's a lot of people in your situations, and of course you can feel bad, but things are going to change tomorrow. Just give yourself the love that you need and comfort that you need from others.
Yeah.
And then just know that you are worthy of all the best. Because if you go down that rabbit hole, really, of lacking self-love, you will never reach out to the point where you are going to be content with your life.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
So remember, guys, you know, you are in control. You know, there's certain things that may have happened or may have gone on, and certain things that you can't control, but you know, you very much can control your mindset, you know, and your decisions, and you know, what you do to try and dig yourself out of that hole. And you know,
and one thing more, if I can say, Nelson Mandela, when he went out of the prison, he said, if I would still be at that place in my mind, I wouldn't be a free man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's a matter of your thoughts and what you let go of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. To be free from, you know, from the trouble.
Yes. Stay positive, guys. And you know, if anyone's listening to this and wants some advice and support, Linda B is always on hand.